This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it. That's the great thing about sports. You play to win. And I don't care if you don't have any wins. You go play to win. When you start telling me it doesn't matter, then retire.
Welcome back, football coaches. This is it. We are in the playoffs. I'm Denny. My puggy Breaking Breath could not make it tonight. He's taking a power nap after he had a big meal. So we're just going to talk about the last round and talk about how the season went, season 7 for each coach. We're going to talk about the standout players, performers. And then we're going to go right into it and talk about our predictions for the playoffs, maybe give some of our tips for inducements and what we think is going to happen. So, Oak City, first place, no surprise. Luke ended up with a 94% win rate, 7 wins and a draw. Leveled his players really nicely, and just has a really strong team, a deep bench, and a low team value, so he's looking good. Second place, Mad Men. This is a Dark Elf team, 75% win rate, 5-2-1. Has some nice skills distributed evenly across his team, so a lot of blodge. A really strong team, and a dirty, sneaky players, my favorite. Tar Hooves are up next, third place. Chaos Chosen, 69% win rate, 4-3-1. Really strong team. This is a killer team. A lot of tackle, mighty blow, claws, and they're really developed nicely. And look out, as they keep leveling, they're just going to get deadlier and deadlier. I'm right below him, fourth place, same stats, 4-3-1. I have leveled up all of my mummies really well, and they were my standout players as a collective group. My blitzers, not so much. I was trying to get them leveled up, and they just kind of fell flat for this season, just didn't really perform as well as I'd like. Greg is next with his Canary Select team, and he has got the same exact record as me. He took a little bit of a punishment this last round against the Rocky Mountain Marauders, but he does have a strong team and has a nice low team value at 1170. So he's going to get some inducements, which we'll talk about later for the playoffs. But he has good skills and is anchored by his strength for warriors, I think, with block, guard, dodge, defensive, strength 4, and they're really going to be the anchor to this team. Coconut Cloppers are up next. With a 4-2-2, 63% win rate. Had started off the first game of the season, and I thought they were just going to struggle, and they really bounced back and have done great. They're getting kind of close to that maximum team value of 17, but they have really nice skills. Imperial Nobility start with a lot of skills, but they don't really start rocking and rolling until they start getting some guard pieces, which they really have loaded up on, and they're going to be a good team, and could go deep into the playoffs. Up next, Deep Freeze with a 56% win rate, 4-1-3. It struggled all season just to keep players alive, and have really been banged up, which has been the story of their team this season, and we'll go into depth of that when they go into the playoffs. The top 8 teams are going to go into the playoffs, and we'll talk about that when it comes time. In 8th place, Mirkwood Marauders, Wood Elf team, 1560 team value, 3-2-3, built to pass, which is not surprising for a Wood Elf team. And they have a really nicely developed players. I think one of them is a War Dancer, which I think I would fire and rehire and kind of retool them. But overall, a great team. 9th place, Rocky Mountain Marauders, 1425 team value. Nurgle team that started off kind of just average and just was tying, but then really started to kick it off at the end of the season. But a 2-4-2 record. But they have a lot of good skills and have really started to heat up now at the end of the season, which is when you want to. A lot of block and some tackle pieces, and they're a terrifying team. Hopefully, he doesn't bring that team back next year because they're going to be really good, and they will be in the playoffs again, I'm sure of it. Clayton Cutters are next with a 1-3-4 record, a 31% win rate. They did a lot of randoms, which didn't really help them too much. I think next season, if you decide to bring him back, I would hire only like 2 or 3 of his players back. I would fire the rest or start all fresh and not do randoms. I don't think they helped in that. And the roster was just odd to me, and I think it put him at a disadvantage because he only had 1 reroll the whole season. I think he needed at least 2, especially any team. It's hard to play with only 1 reroll. In 11th place, Pittsburgh Steelers, a Blackhawk team with a 25% win rate. Blackhawks are a hard team to coach. They take some time to really start getting good, at least 2 seasons, if not more. They need a good 20, 25 under their belt games before you can start really leveling your players and making them good. And John is the new coach, and he kind of struggled to get the offense going, which is not surprising for a Blackhawk team. Maybe he'll bring them back. If he does, it's going to just take time. He's just got to keep working at it. They're just a tough team to play. In 12th place, Elephants, 25% win rate, 1, 2, and 5 as well. He didn't level his players up, but he has a lot of star player points banked. So if he brings the team back, they could start off in a good position for next season. Just he put some block on his runners and guard everywhere else. And he's got one player that's got 18 star player points. So he can put a couple skills or stat. Next up, Sundrop Snotflingers in 13th, and the last 2 teams are going to be Goblin teams. They struggled with a 13% win rate. It's not surprising because Goblins are just not a good team. They're more for fun, and if you can win a game, great. If not, it's just what it is. He had a couple nice skilled up players, a block troll, and he has some sneaky get in the right places with his hooligan, but I don't think he's bringing this team back. I think he's going to go to something else. And then in last place is the Fumblebees, another Goblin team, 0, 2, and 6 with a 13% win rate. Has a troll with 2 double skills, double meaning secondary. It's an old term we used previous editions, but has strong arm and block. Or block and accurate. So next skill should be strong arm, and I think you're going to be able to throw goblins. And on a 4-up, it's an accurate throw. So then they land on a 3-up, which is interesting. It could work. It's a one-trick pony, but that pony could work really easily. So now that we know how the season went, let's look at some of the standout players for each team and why they were able to do so well. Most experienced was Garrick with 35 star player points. He's had a big season. He's already got 3 skills on his players that he chose. He's just been racking up the points with kills. Skungreer from the Valkyrie Deep Freeze ended up with the most touchdowns with 8. And it was has been strong the whole season with that team, even though they've had a lot of injuries. Garrick again, lots of casualties. And after game 2 against me, it really just turned it up the notch and was able to just be the anchor on the defense. The other Valkyrie for Deep Freeze ended up with most completions. I thought this was going to be Mirkwood Marauders, but unfortunately the last game of the season ended up being a draw because they couldn't meet up for their match. And I think that the Deep Freeze took advantage of that and were able to step up and take over that most completion spot. All right, let's get into it. Most important thing. This is why we're all here. Playoff time. Top 8 teams are going to be in. That's going to be Oak City. That's going to be Mad Men in second spot. Tar Hooves in third. The Canary Select fourth. Cloppers fifth. Deep Freeze sixth. Mirkwood seventh. Rocky Mount Marauders eighth. So how we do it is top seed, first place is going to play eighth. And then we'll just keep doing that as the games go. So top team will always play the bottom team. Single elimination, so if you lose in your match, you're done. First round is played within the first 10 days of June. After that, the last 2 matches will be played on the same day on a weekend, depending on when we're available. 2.5-hour rounds. We're going to have a strict time clock, just to keep the ball rolling. We're going to follow overtime rules for Games Workshop. So what that means is, because this happened to us last season, If you go into overtime, so after 16 turns and you guys are tied, you go into another 8-round turn. Rerolls are not refreshed. Normally, rerolls would come back. You get to keep what you haven't used, but if you didn't have any left and you burn through them all in the 16 turns, you don't get any rerolls for the next 8 turns. It's not sudden death, so you'll just keep doing those 8 turns. If it goes to another overtime, so if in overtime it's still tied, then it's just a roll off. You would take a D6 and you would roll off best of 5. So whoever rolls higher wins, and you do that 5 times. So, and that happened to me and Greg last time. So my predictions for this round: Oak City and Rocky Mountain Rotters. This is going to be a tough game for Rocky Mountain Rotters, although they are a strong team. Luke is a very good player. Eddie is too. Eddie's got some real nice skills. He's got tackle and mighty blow, which is going to come handy with his ghouls. He's got only 1 guard piece. That kind of stinks. But he still has a strength advantage because he has more strength 4 pieces. And he has Pestigores with horns. So he's going to be able to throw some 2-dot blocks. If he can knock out some of these players, which I think is going to be hard because Oak City, again, has a lot of regeneration. So it's going to suck. And on top of that, Eddie's not going to kill anything and get a free Rotter out of the deal. So it's going to be hard. I think Luke's going to end up winning this game 2-0. Or I'm going to say 2-0. He's such a good player. It's just hard to play him. He's so good. He's got really good skills, and he's got claws and frenzy, which could come in handy. The wraiths with sidestep is going to be big. And dirty player's kind of nice. So Luke is able to level up 1 more of his players. I think Flesh Golem with guard would be great, which would give Eddie 100k in inducements, which should be a bribe if Luke doesn't get that player. Then maybe take Acorn. I think he has access to Acorn. But I think it's not going to matter. That I think Luke's going to end up winning that. All right, Canary Sunlight versus Coconut Cloppers. It's going to be a good one. 400 and something inducement money could get you Morg, which is it's good. He is that good. He will kill everything. But problem is he's just going to kill Lyman because Coconut Clopper's got a huge bench. And Morg's not effective if he's just killing scrubs. And then he's got all these annoying stand firm and fend and stuff like that, so it's just going to be hard. I think the better option, personally, is either Estelle, because she's got guard in that hypnotic gaze once per game, like 3 squares away, where she could cause you to not score on your turn 8, because you would hypnotic gaze and they lose their tackle zones and they can't activate for their next turn. So if you time it right, you could do some shenanigans. Or the snake guy's not bad. Armor 9, so he's going to survive. Sidestep, dodge, prehensile tail, which is great. Once per game, he can, on a 2-up, if he's next to a ball carrier, he can just steal the ball and his activation ends. That's good. I kind of like that. And then a 3-up hypnotic gaze is nothing to laugh at, sniff at. Is there a strip ball? No, strip ball. That sucks. If he could get some strip ball, that would have been great. There's some options. This is a tough game because these are 2 good coaches, really good coaches. I've not really had the chance to watch Coconut Cloppers play to give them a fair analysis of how it is, but I know Greg, and he is a very good player. And all the guys that are in the playoffs, I know are good players. So, I mean, it could go either way. I think this is going to end up being close. I think it's going to go to overtime, honestly. I think it's going to end up being a 3-2 win for the Amazons. I think that I got to give it to them with defensive, just because defensive and all that guard is going to come big. It's going to come up big, which is great. And I don't think they're going to take a lot of punishment in this game because there's not a lot of tackle mighty blow. So I think he's going to be unscathed because there's not a lot. He's got a lot of wrestle, but no block. He's not going to knock the Amazons over much. I just think Greg has a good chance here. He's got a low team value, and the Coconut Coppers have a high team value. I think that's where that's going to hurt him a little bit. Next up, Tar Hooves versus Deep Freeze. This is the Chaos Chosen versus Norse. I feel bad for Van because he's already got a banged up team, and he's going against a murder machine here with Gabe. I do think that it's going to be a hard game for him. Van does have a lot of money. He could purchase some players that he needs and stuff, but he's only got like 100 and something K in extra cash, depending on what he purchases. If he just goes journeyman lineman, which I think he should just buy lineman, don't even let him go to journeyman, because at least then you won't have a loaner, because it's the same price. I think it's going to be a hard game for him. I see Tar Hooves winning this 2-0. It's just that the team took such a beating all season. The fact that he is even in the playoffs is kudos to him, because he could not keep anything alive. He's went through like 3 Yetis, like 2 or 3 Ulfwarners. The only thing that seems to survive is his Valkyries. Everything else has been murdered 100 times. So yeah, and all of his injuries are like lasting injuries that were not good, like either agility breaks or armor break, like just bad luck. And then lastly, Madmen versus Mirkwood Marauders. I think this is going to be a good game as well. Wizard is going to be induced, I think, or it should be. I think that's going to be making the difference in this game. I think a zap at the right time, turning your player into a frog, losing the ball, could be big. Or just the 2+ wizard hit with a lightning bolt, or even the fireball could really murder stuff. But I don't think I'd use the fireball. Unless you like bunched like 6 players into a fireball. I think the zap is the way to go, because then you could turn whoever it is into a frog. They lose the ball because they don't have hands, and then an elf can pick up the ball in that tackle zone on a 3-up and then dodge on a 2-up out, and then you could score and win this game. I think it's going to end up being a shootout. It's going to be like a 4-3 game, I think, for the Madmen. So, I've got the Madmen, I've got Oak City, Tar Hooves, and Canary Select in the next round. If that is the case, Oak City will be playing Canary Select. That's going to be a tough game. I think I could see this going either way. I'm going to give it to Oak City just because he has got tackle and he's got a bench. And if he can knock some of those players out, depends. It's hard to determine after this. But I want to do just one video because, again, I'm not going to be able to do back-to-backs. So I will give this one to Oak City. And then Tar Hooves versus Madmen. Ooh. Oh, boy, that could be. This is going to be such good games, man. I can't wait to watch them. These guys right here, Greg, Gabe, Green, and Luke, are just top-tier players. The same as all the other ones, really. But, these are going to be some really slugfests. Oh, boy. If Madmen win, I don't think they will. I think Tar Hooves are going to win this one. If they do... It's going to be hard because they have got tackle and Mighty Blow. This Garrick's going to have another big game. He's had big games all season. Mighty Blow's going to come big with tackle. He should knock these Witch Elves out early. Although he's got Sneaky Dirty. Ooh, that's going to be good too. I'm going to give Tar Hooves just because he's got so much armor 8. Mighty Blow's going to pick these guys. He should just knock out the Assassins early, Witch Elves early. And there's 4 players gone. Which I know Garrett can do. He just blitzes with him every turn, that's what he's going to be. He's going to be like a safety, like a roaming safety. And he just sits in the backfield and just smacks, picks somebody off, and jumps back and hides so he doesn't get targeted. Now, if he leaves Garrick out to get hit, Green better take advantage and just foul the shit out of that tackle Mighty Blow guy with Sneaky Dirty. If he can do that, knock Garrick out, I could see Green winning it. I could see either one of these guys winning. But I think what's going to end up happening is, if Green wins, he's going to be banged up against Luke, and then Luke's going to take advantage of it and end up winning the whole thing. If it's Oak City versus Tar Hooves, ooh boy, that could be a good game. They're both low enough team value. They both don't have a lot of guard. He's got a deep bench. He's got a punching bags and zombies. I got to give it to Luke, though, just because Luke he's one of the best belovable players that I've ever had to go against and play against. Like, he's that good. And nothing against Gabe. Gabe is a great player, too. He's also newer. So Luke's he's gonna hit him with some stuff that he's not seen before, probably, or is not used to. Luke is good, is a good, strong player. But I mean, it could go either way. It just depends on how the dice roll. Again, the last 2 rounds of the playoffs, really, it's just going to come down to, can somebody capitalize on like a big mistake? And there's such good players out there. And I wish them all the best. I can't wait to watch it. So yeah, we're gonna sign off, and then we will see you in season 8, which we're probably gonna do like some lighter seasons, like maybe 7s, to kind of get us grooving. Maybe a smaller 5-game season, and then they're gonna level their players up. But yeah, can't wait to see what the playoffs look like, and I wonder if my predictions are right. Again, good luck to everybody. Thank you for all the coaches that played this season. You did fantastic. And I hope to see you in the next one. Arrivederci.